Hey folks, you are most welcome to the channel, and we have a passionate entrepreneur today who is guiding us accordingly to start your own podcast and monetize at the same time. So let's hear from the guest. Dear guest, you are most welcome on the show.
Hey man, first of all, thank you so much, and I'm super excited to be here. Just a quick intro for the people who don't know me. My name is RJ Ahmed. I live in Pakistan, and what I do right now is I help entrepreneurs out there go from none to known using the high ticket show or an interview based podcast, so that they can go and build their connections, build their revenue, build their network as well. So like that's kind of like a little bit of introduction out there what I actually do.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So that really sounds amazing. There are a lot of people who have been asking me that how to get started with doing this podcast and monetizing it all
Mhm.
together at the same time, right? So here comes the first question because I'm really more excited to ask those questions as my audience has asked me the same, right? So first of all, I really would like to know how did you start it?
Yeah. Yeah, so when it comes to, I was like, when it comes to podcasts out there, first of all, I never thought about I'm gonna do something like this. Uh, I started my journey online back in 2018 with dropshipping in the first place, and
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to do dropshipping out there. It didn't work out for me. I ran ads for like $20. It didn't work out because I had the budget of $200 completely. That was my that was my money that I had in order to run something for me that might work. So I ran $28 ad, didn't work out. And then in the next couple of months, I heard the concept of sales funnels. Then I got into affiliate marketing in 2019. And
Mm-hmm.
when I got into affiliate marketing, they didn't work out for a couple months until I
Mm-hmm.
got my first sale. It was $100. I sold like one funnel away challenge. So it was
Mm-hmm.
like a big breakthrough for me that time. And so during that time, I was following Russell Brunson. Russell Brunson like actually talked about a lot around how you can build your own personal authority by you leveraging Dream 100, or like how you can create your own podcast and like get those people associated with you so that you can expand your network and things like that. So that thing fascinated me a lot in the first place. Like before even starting a podcast, that concept fascinated me a lot. That the audience who might not know you, but if you know their owner or the people who own that audience, if you can just like tap into their world, like if they are like those bridges for your destination, literally anything that they're gonna promote to their audience, if it's even yours, their people gonna
Mm-hmm.
buy it. So this concept made me go like crazy. I was like, I don't need to like create my audience from scratch. If I can find someone out there who have a
Mm-hmm.
decent audience, and I can just
Mm-hmm.
build connection with them, and they can promote it. Like all the objections mostly are gone. All the
Mm-hmm.
audience building kind of like are gone. Like, and now they're becoming the part of my audience. So when
Mm-hmm.
even like thought about that concept, and I was like, man, this is crazy. So during that time, one of my really good friend, Alex Elliott, she was launching one of her course back in 2019. So during that time, she got in my group, and I did my very first interview, not the part of the podcast or show itself. It was like just a general interview I did. But the point is, you mentioned like how people start. For me, it was the start actually, because I didn't had camera, I didn't had proper mic, I didn't had proper lighting. It was 4 a.m. I was on a mattress with one hand free, and I was there, and I was doing it because the point was I don't want it for me, those gadgets become an obstacle so that I don't go and publish. Most people face this problem. Most people feel like their perfect scenario gonna be when the perfect gadget's gonna come along, perfect camera, lighting, mic. These things transitioned over time. These things definitely show your progresses, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't start. So that's how I started out. Even like some other common objections I had, like I might not look pretty on camera, English is not my first language. So I had all of those objections as well. But I started out, I did that first episode, I did 2 to 3 more interviews as well. And then I was like, what if I should go in and start my own interview show rather than just label it as just interviewing like commonly and like posting in a Facebook group. I really wanted to label it as a show or a podcast. So then I reached out to Spencer Makem. If people don't know who Spencer Makem is, he's a multi 7-figure affiliate marketer. He's like one of the top ClickFunnels affiliate out there. So I reached out to him. And again, before reaching out to him out there, I provided him a lot of value in his group by creating content, by engaging with him, with his audience. So I already created my existence before I ever reached out to him to get him up. So when I reached out to him, he said, "Yeah, man, we can do it." But after Funnel Hacking Live, it was like pre-COVID. So when Funnel Hacking Live happened and the Traffic Secrets launch came by, during that time, I reached out to Spencer again. Like, I'm gonna buy a trilogy box set, which is like Russell Brunson's book set from your
Hmm.
link if you're gonna give me 30 minutes of your time. And he was like, "Yeah, man, let's do it. But don't buy the copy of the books if this was your intention. Just don't do it." But I was like, "Man, I already said that. I'm a man of my words. I'm gonna go buy the box set. Let's do it." So that's how things started. My first episode happened in March 2020. I got Spencer Makem. But the problem was when I got him on the show, I was super excited, first of all. Think about it, like if you follow someone from a long period of time and you get the opportunity to get them on your show, or like even like having conversation with them, it's crazy, you can't even control that. So that what exactly happened to me. I was super excited. I was asking ridiculous questions to him. After the interview ended, I felt like Spencer not gonna like me, Spencer gonna hate me, never gonna reply to me, because I felt like I've created a
Hmm.
bad experience.
Hmm.
But over time, I started to get better at it, and started to be more consistent, started to understand the process of how I'm, doing better, or how I'm asking good questions, or how I'm transitioning
Hmm.
into better things. So, that's how the journey started out. And here we are, we've done like, I don't know, like 97 episodes right now. So, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. This is my going to be 48th podcast over here, right? So very
Wow.
close to
Congratulations.
hit the 50, right? So as you shared over here that you felt like it was ridiculous, right? I really laughed
Yep.
at it because I felt the same when I started interviewing people. I just started asking, how much money do they make, how do they make it, and how does it work, but I kept on asking the question that I felt like asking, at that point of time, because I was
Hmm.
just getting started. So you would evolve
Yep.
after a point of time, after understanding what question is needed to be asked, right? And the other
100%.
is, as you mentioned, that how to reach out to those people, right? So you
Yeah.
just mentioned, as I observed over here, you said that you added a lot of value in that group, right? With those people around who you wanted to, interact with, you wanted to, you know,
Yep.
interview on your podcast, right? So tell a little more about, what exactly you mean when you say that adding more value.
Yeah. So a lot of people out there who never understood the concept of value, and you might have heard, even when you're selling someone or something like that, everyone says provide value. Well, value
Mhm.
is you're helping someone out with your time, money, resources, attention, anything. If you're using any of your resources in order to help someone out, even if your knowledge, that is you providing value. Okay. So for me, I had like these, I had a lot of people out there in my dream 100 list or dream guest list out for sure. So I was like, how I could go in and help them out in any way possible, or how I could even go in and provide value. So first of all, you have to see where they're super active. That is the first thing. Where you can interact with them most. It's not like some people have their assistants handling their social media accounts, but there's still some places where they are super active, where they're handling their own social media. A lot of people do it in their Instagram. A lot of people do it in their Facebook group. For Spencer, he checked his Facebook group more than his messenger. His messenger is like fill up like crazy. But his Facebook group, he posts content, he check comments, he replies to the comment out there. We know like he is there. So for me, it was whatever the knowledge I had, I used that knowledge to create my existence. So like a lot of people out there, if they had questions around affiliate marketing, I was like answering those questions in around affiliate marketing in his Facebook group, and especially a lot of things like that. And I'm just talking about the scenario what happened with only one guest, right? With other guests, guest out there, even if you engage with their content, that's like one of your ways. Or even if you're like interacting with them over time, like throughout their content, that is like one of their ways to provide value as well, because now they're watching you again and again and again. It happens, not like a lot of people out there who might be in your audience, you might not remember the name of the person, but if you see one guy like commenting every single post or every single content that you put out, you're obviously gonna have that person in your mind. So like that is the existence of that, because that person is already engaging every single time. So for me, I do that all the time. I keep on engaging with those people out there all the time. But when I engage with them, as I mentioned, I don't get overexcited. I become happy and excited, uh, how a friend should be, how a friend should react. I don't want to take them. I learned that from Josh Forty as well. When I interviewed him on my podcast, he said like, you can't compete with those high level people out there on how much money they make. It's not possible. But you can compete, or you can collaborate with them on a humanly level, because all of them are human. Human have emotions. We actually forget about that most of the times. We forget about like those people have emotions, which can trigger in a good or bad way as well. We just forget about that. We just think like, oh, they're super successful, so they have like they came out of the world, or something like that. We have this thought in our mind, but in reality they are humans. So if you can just elevate their relationship with them in that way, like, who would not be happy if you're happy in their wins? Like, everyone does. Everyone remembers those type of people as well. So for me, that was the exact same thing I was doing with all of the people. If they face any problem, and if I notice it, and if I can help them out, I just go and do it. I don't want to charge someone out there upfront. Later on, they could become my client for sure. It is a possibility. Even right now, before this call, I was talking with one of my 8-figure friend. Like, he got a 2 CCC award this year at Funnel Hacking Live, but he messaged
Hmm.
me for something that he needed, because he thought that I had the solution of it. I'm not an 8-figure guy. I'm not a 7-figure guy, but he thought that I had the solution of it. And I went there and gave him the solution, and bam, I wasn't selling him anything, because I know in the long run, he could be my customer. He could be one of those sources that could, potentially in the revenue side can help me out even like, much longer. So sometimes you have to hold those things. Sometimes you have to control. It's not every time you're going to go ask and right away and be like, hey, could you promote this and do this and do that? You just have to understand where things going on, and then you can ask according to that. So that's how the concept of value should be, especially around these type of people.
All right. So here, you made a really great point out there, that understanding that the person who is making 7-figure, 8-figure is also a human. We should also
Yep.
consider ourselves not inferior to them, but also to that level, right? In order to provide
Yep.
that value, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can't compete with them on a monetary level, right? You can't compete. You cannot compete with Russell Brunson on a monetary level. There is no competition on the monetary, but on the value level, it could be anything. It could be your skills that is more valuable. However, you can put up input. And let me give you a quick example for that. Catherine Jones was actually running a challenge a couple years back. It was a 5-day challenge, I believe. So she was doing like press tours or things like that. So I got like Catherine Jones like twice on the show. With Catherine, her funnel got broken during the time she was doing this launch. I noticed what the problem was. I reached out to her. I created a quick loom, sent the video to her, like, hey, just send this video to your tech team and they can fix it up. Because they didn't knew what was the problem. I knew about it. That was my skill set that I used. And I told her like how to fix it up. And they went on and did it, and everything was fixed. Otherwise, that was a problem. So, like, if you already know you have a skill set, if you have something out there, if you can put that up forward, that's amazing. And now with Catherine, she get me connected with a lot of other awesome entrepreneurs that I want to get connected to, because she already have that network that I might not have, and things like that. So that's how what I really mean about connecting to them as a human.
Exactly. See, you said at that particular word, that collaborating with those people, because they are also the humans, right? You
Yep.
cannot. compete on the monetary part, but you can collaborate by adding the value, the real value. And this
Yep.
is something what exactly called the adding the value, right? Okay,
100%. Yep.
it's really going super amazing, so far. So you tell the audience who are just watching right there, the person who is watching right there, how exactly he should be doing, or like the person who is watching, he or she should be doing it.
Yeah. So the very first, like, are you talking about in terms of like how to provide value? Is that what you're
Uh,
saying?
exactly, like how to start a podcast, reach out to a person,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
also
Okay.
how it can be monetized.
Yeah. So very first thing out there in terms of like starting the podcast, just think about. I'm gonna talk about like basic to advanced thing fast. But like first of all, think about what your show name should be. Just decide it. Just not make it sounds like how everyone's podcast name is. Just don't do it something like that. Just do like what you feel like it's good. It's better. You can take it forward as well as a long term approach. For me, I've done some mistakes in naming the podcast. I believe I'm not sure like how I would take it. After the season ends, because 100 episode is gonna be the season and ending of the season first of the podcast. But I'm still thinking about that. First of all, have a good name. Second thing, just make sure create a guest list. Most people don't have the guest list created. Like, who are those dream guests or dream 100 they want to reach out? They have those people already in their mind, but it's not like available there. So like create the list of those people, and then like see who are those people out there who might be low hanging fruit, like who might be easy to access to even reach out. Your first guest might not be a 9-figure entrepreneur out there, but you can see like who are those early people who might be on a low hanging fruit. When you picked out those people out there, then the next part is obviously to see like again where they are super active on, in which community. If they are active on Instagram, if they are active on in their Facebook group or things like that. Let's say if they're active on their Instagram, spend a couple days, reply to their stories, engage on their post, and then like ask for them on the interview. Just ask them. There is a script, by the way. You guys can get that script for free. There is no catch. Go to billiondollar.script.com. Abhinandan is gonna post up the link later on as well. It's billiondollar.script.com. That is the exact same script till now I use in order to book those guests up. So the people who might not use those script, it's just like you're not using what's already working. And I'm not the only guy who's already using it. I'm using it for my clients, my customer using it, the people who just get it, just use it as well. It works. Get that script, optimize it according how, I've already mentioned in the video, like how to optimize it. Get that script and then reach out to those people. Make sure to book them up on the calendar if they say yes. If they say no, just ask them when. Because no is also a better option rather than they not even reply. So if they say no, like just ask like when should I go and reach back out to you? Like they're gonna obviously gonna tell you an answer. Okay, that's cool. You keep that person aside. Just book the people out there you already have. Get them on the podcast. Ask good questions. For asking good questions, make sure you watch their previous interviews. If it was already done, like watch their previous interviews. Go back and like now ask better questions. Just note it down the questions that you could ask. Make sure to communicate better as well. Don't ask generic question. We already discussed that. Don't ask ridiculous questions out there. Don't do it. And once you've interviewed them, it's done. You've already gotten even more connected now. After the interview got done, repurpose the content. Don't be like when you end the broadcast and be like, our job is now done. Don't do it. Make sure to repurpose the content as well. I think short form content, especially reels, are working like pretty better now. Like it's working amazing. So create reels. Even you, if you can do it on your own, since you're a beginner, you can do it on your own first, and like send those reels to the guest, post it on your social media, tag them as well, because if they're going to accept it, it's going to post up on their social media profile. They're going to have like a lot of followers, so you're going to get that attention in your social media profile as well. Okay, so that is how the initial process goes with how to start the show. When it comes to monetizing that, there are three ways to monetize it. One is doing it with affiliate marketing. As you mentioned, around low hanging fruit people, some people going to have their own products as well, and you can sign up as an affiliate. That is also a great opportunity to how to reach out to them, like, hey, would love to promote your product on my show as well, let's get you on. Like when you get them on, And during the interview, you're posting up the affiliate link in the show notes in the comment section down below. But now you can have conversation with the people who might be interested on that product. And you can like just use that as a part of like authority, where like how you can take the conversation out there, like, hey, I interviewed that man out there, you can check it out. Like, I've probably like questioned all of those thoughts that might be in your mind. Like, you can check that interview out there. I have amazing bonuses alongside that as well. Come back and let's do it. And this is like, obviously this is affiliate marketing, but that's how you do it with interviews. I've done that like with so many products out there, and it made me a decent commission for sure with that aspect. And other people out there who are also monetizing it, doing it in this way. That's the first affiliate marketing. The second thing is, if you're a service provider, the people you're interviewing are your dream clients as well. They have that amount of revenue where if you can provide value somehow, some way, they can, they would love to work with you. So I give this common example, but for a funnel builder, what he can do, like after the interview, they could go in and maybe redesign a page, or like, fix some mistakes for them and like send it to them first. And then if they like it, then move forward with the conversation, like how we can work together. That's a great example when it comes for a funnel builder out there, and that's exact same thing for service provider. These are the ways out there. Just provide value upfront. And in most of the service providing cases, value can be provided upfront. It's not that hard. You can at least give it away something in order to get those things back. The third thing is the coaching or the product or something like that. This is something out there I would really believe is kind of like far more long term, because nobody gonna right away gonna agree to promote your product instantly. Especially courses or info products, it's not happen like that fast. It take time for them to even say yes to promote that info product. But something like a software, something like a Chrome extension that might help their audience, that is a pretty good thing for them to promote, because that is a productivity thing out there that they might even use for themselves and would love to promote to their audience as well. So these are the three core ways how you go in and monetize the podcast. There's other ways as well, sponsorships, or like, you somebody pays you to be on your podcast, or like so many other ways. But these are the most important ways of how you can make money using podcast.
Perfect, perfect. As you mentioned one point over here, like your interview, like the guests who are out there on your show, they could be your dream client or they are your dream client.
Yep.
Can you throw some light on it?
Yeah. So like when it comes to service providers, I said this mostly for service providers as well. Like, I'm a service provider. My service is to provide a done for you podcasting service. So for me, the people I'm interviewing, like these are 7, 8, or 9 figure entrepreneurs. So like these people, I could see like how many people of them have podcasts or don't have podcasts. If people don't have a podcast, I could see like how I can go in and help them create a podcast. You know, that is the first thing. The second service I provide is a done for you content offer, the short form content offer. So for that, I can interview those people. I could create reels. I could send it to them out there. They could potentially love it. If they love it, they can post it. If they post it, I can even have a conversation like, hey man, we are providing this as a service. Let's talk about like how we can do it. Funny enough, some of our clients are our listeners of the podcast. I'm talking about like the high ticket offer, the done for you we have. And some of our clients are our guests on our podcast. So that's the exact same pattern there is. You're providing value somehow, some way to your dream clients, because even if someone is a funnel builder, obviously those people who you might be interviewing right now, the space we're in right now, they might have a funnel, they might not have a funnel, but you can help them to understand how funnel could help them by creating something upfront for them and like allow them to use it. And when they use it, if they didn't had it in the past, first of all, you're getting click funnels, affiliate commissions. Then you can like expand your service, like you can help them understand like how you can help them out by charging what you whatever your offer is. And that's the other way around how you're doing it. So those people that you're trying to interview is potentially your dream clients. Sooner or later, somebody could become your customer as well. So that's what I meant.
All right, all right. So that is something outstanding, like because there are people who look forward to getting more clients from somewhere or the other place, but they can do that. But also they need to
Yep.
understand that their guest can be their potential client
Yep.
as well, right? And that's
100%.
that's what you have been doing consistently, right?
Yep, that's what I'm doing for the last 2.5 years.
Perfect, perfect. Sounds amazing. So, when it comes to keeping the price of product or service that you are providing to your guest or your client or like whomsoever regarding the same, how to start your podcast, like how do you do it? Like how do you keep the pricing?
Yeah, so like for me, as I mentioned around my done for you offer that I have, I'm targeting those people out there who made multi six figures per year, seven figures per year, eight or beyond. So one thing is certain for them, most likely money is not a big objection.
Obviously,
That's
yes.
certain.
Obviously,
Yeah.
yes.
For them, the biggest objection is the value. Like what are they actually getting? What could be the potential outcomes, if short term or long term? That is one of their biggest objection. So
Hmm.
when you create an offer, I'm not going to be like, hey, charge this, start that. You can charge however you're comfortable in doing it in the initial start, because you have to get comfortable. I don't recommend someone go in and right away charge like somebody $10,000 per year, or like $5,000 out there right away, if they don't have the ability to fulfill it. If you can't fulfill it, just don't charge it. Like maybe charge like 500 to $1,000. Get comfortable, then go for like, now you're confident. You're like, okay, on this price, I know like it works. Then go 2,000 to 2,000. Just increase the price to 2,000 to 3,000. Just go in that way. The offer I have right now, I've charged someone $2,000 for no time duration. It was crazy. I gave them like, in like a long term time duration out there, and it was nuts. It was crazy because then we weren't able to work correctly together. He wasn't like doing the things I told him to do. It wasn't a good experience actually. But now I work with, with the clients out there who understand like the short term long term perspective. And now I understood that like first I have to increase the price out there, because I knew like what I was doing was already working since I was doing it for myself. So I knew it would work for sure. So then I increased the price, and some of my clients have paid like $8 or $9,000 per client so far. So things changed. Now they know the value. Now they know how to retain. They know like how it's actually like to go and move forward with it. So that's the main thing. So with pricing, you could start, I would say, like, don't go beyond 500 to $1,000 in the initial start. Start with that, and like, increase the price out there as soon as you get more confident by the fulfillment as well. It's not like just selling someone, it's like fulfillment as well. So you have to understand that factor.
Perfect, perfect. So far it was pretty cool, communication over here and conversion. Sorry, conversation. Right? I would be doing one thing, the people who are watching us right over here, just let me know if you want to connect with Ahmad bro over here. So what he would be doing is he would be providing me the link of his, sessions that you have or interviews. I'll be just putting the links right down in the description, so one can check it out and watch it. And if you
Mhm.
really want to start a podcast, I would suggest that go with RJ bro, and he would be doing amazing things for your done for you service, right? So this is something what I would say to my audience, that just don't wait for it, make it happen. You need the guidance. And one point I would say that, as I read it somewhere, that you do not need a course, you do not need a module on something, on anything. You just need that hand holding support, right?
Yeah.
Because you also never know when you are getting stuck at a place, right? So that
Mhm.
support is something that is worth $500, $2,000, or $5,000, right? That just one support, right? So
Yep.
that's what I would suggest to the audience who is watching right out there, that jump on, on the link and get in touch with RJ bro, and you can start with him. Thank you so much to my audience as well for being over here listening to us, and to my amazing guest, my brother as well, for being over here and educating my audience on the same.
Awesome.
Right? Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much.